Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. So this is our BGS class. So welcome to my class, and today we are going to discuss the national resource and the economic system. So the chapter begins with the definition of the resource. Okay, so definition of resource in economic term and the definition of resource in common sense, these are different. So what is resource? Resource is a valuable good. It doesn't matter that it has to be very much valuable. So resource is a thing or the goods which has utility by which we can earn more. Okay, suppose I have a pen in my hand. So this pen has what utility? Okay, I can use it whenever I need it. So in economic term, we can say that the pen is the resource. Okay, so to understand what is resource properly, we need to know the characteristics of the resources. Can anybody tell me what are the characteristics of the resources? So what is the first characteristics of the resource? Yes, Borno say, what is the first characteristics of the resource?
Utility.
Okay, I'm writing here utility. So what is utility?
It's the utility of fulfilling the ability of fulfilling the need of any commodity.
Utility means the ability of fulfilling the demand or the want. Suppose I want to drink Coke now, cold drinks. So the cold drinks has the utility to fulfill my thirst. Okay, so that cold drinks will be the resource in the economical term. Now, what is the second characteristic?
Insufficiency.
Insufficiency. So I think other student can say, what do you understand by insufficiency?
I can say.
What is insufficiency?
Ms. Shaline?
Yes, no problem.
When the supply of any product is less than the actual demand of the population,
Very
according
good.
to the population.
Very good, Ahnaf. So when supply is less than the demand, that is called insufficiency. Okay, suppose in some countries they have what? Food deficiency. They are not actually fulfilled with the food, whatever they need. So food here is what? Is a resource for those countries. Supply is less than the demand. That is called insufficiency. Number C, what is the next characteristics?
Visibility.
Visibility. Visibility means what? The things which we can see, that is called visibility. But there are some resources in economical term, but they does not have this characteristic visibility. So we cannot say that all the resources must have the criteria that is visibility. Of course, it is a criteria, but it is not so much essential. Suppose, as I said that I can see a pen, that is a resource. Okay, I have jewelry, I use it, it has demand, that is a resource. But there are some resources which does not have visibility. Okay, that can we also say that this is a resource. And the last one, what is the last one? Last characteristics.
Exchangeability.
Exchangeability. Exchangeability. Okay, so exchangeability is the last criteria of what? Of the characteristic resource. Okay, what we can say, suppose I need food. Okay, I have money, so I have to go to the shop or the market. I have to give the money and then I can buy the food. That is called exchange. The things which we can easily exchange with other things. So a resource must have these four characteristics: utility, insufficiency, visibility, and exchangeability. So when you are going to write the definition of the resource or the characteristics of the resource, you must write these four characteristics. The thing which can fulfill our demand, which is insufficient and visibility, and of course we can exchange it in our necessity, that is called resource. Now we'll go to the classification of the resource. So how many kinds of resources are there? Megdut, can you say how many kinds of resources are there? How many kinds of resources are there? Can anybody?
Four
Four types.
classes.
Four
Four
classes.
types.
What are these? First
Personal,
one is
collective, national,
okay.
international.
Personal, collective. Number C is what?
National.
National. And the last one is what? International.
International.
So to understand the different classification, we have to know the examples of the personal. So which resource we can say that personal resource? Give example. Which resource? The thing which a person belongs to. Whatever I have, it has utility. That is called what? Personal resource. Suppose my personal belongings, my personal property, my jewelries, these are called what? Personal resource. Okay. Then comes the collective resource. What is called collective resource? What is
The
collective resource?
resource which are enjoyed by the people of the society collectively.
Okay. The resource which are enjoyed by the people in a society, in a particular society collectively. These are called collective. Suppose park. This is not a personal property. This is the so resource of the people who live in the society. Park, bridge, school, hospital. Okay, these are collective resource. Now come to the national resource. What are national resource?
Can I try?
Yes, sure. The resource
Is all the resource which are under the control of state or union government is known as national resource.
national resource. That means the resource which are under the state control. Under the state control is called national resource. Or we can say that all personal and collective resource are known as the national resource. Okay, known as the national resource. Suppose we can give example of what? All collective resource and personal resource are the resource of a nation. Hospital, collective resource, hospital is also national resource. School, collective resource, school is also national resource. Okay, now we'll go to the international resource. What are the international resources? What is called international resource? The resource which does not belong to any state. It's for all people in the world. These are called national resource. Suppose we can give example, oceans. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Oceans. These all are what? International resource. Suppose we can give the example of any invention. Suppose computer. This is not the personal resource, or this is not, we can say that this is the national resource. This is international resource. Scientific invention, international resource. So today we discuss about the resource, the characteristics of the resource, 4 characteristics of the resource, and 4 different classification of the resource and the examples of the resource. Okay, so in our next class, we'll know about the source of the national resource and how can we preserve the national resource. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, miss. Assalamu alaikum, miss.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye bye, miss. Assalamu alaikum.